We know wildfires are getting larger and more severe in the western United States. We also know that this is in a large part due to climate change. We need managers and scientists to work together to develop new tools and science that allow us to know what to do on the ground now so that we can have conditions that we want in the future. This is why we created Southwest FireCLIME.
The Joint Fire Science Program has long championed the interaction of managers and scientists, managers sharing their insights, experiences, and questions with scientists so that the scientists can be working on the things that managers actually care about. And at the same time, scientists thinking about how to present their new research, how to share their insights with managers so that that research can be put on the ground and be put to use. That's really the purpose of the Joint Fire Science Program. And the FireCLIME project is a great example of that interaction.
In the Forest Service, we have land management plans that lines out the desired conditions, standards, objectives, and guidelines that guide project and activities throughout the forest to help maintain and meet our stewardship mission. One of the things that we needed to do when we were developing the plan was to ensure that it addressed current conditions and changing conditions with climate change.
I think where we're going to see the first change are in those transition zones between the different vegetation types, as well as these high severity patches within these large wildfires.
One of our concerns as the climate warms and dries is what will happen in these pinon and juniper forests. Will these types of trees replace our ponderosa pine? Will they move up in elevation? How will that adjust the fire regimes? It's an open question that really challenges managers, and they need the insights from research to make good decisions.
Southwest FireCLIME has 4 different pieces. The first part was to gather the existing body of knowledge on fire and climate change. This resulted in an annotated bibliography that is online and searchable for climate change effects on fire regimes and ecosystems. The second part is the modeling piece, where we use 2 different models on 2 different landscapes to get an idea of what the future might look like with different climate scenarios and different management actions. The third piece is the vulnerability analysis. This allows managers to game different management actions on the ground with different climate scenarios. It allows them to understand what their vulnerabilities might be in the future and how to better manage for those. The fourth piece is the Fire Climate Adaptation Menu, where managers can look through and find different actions they can do on the ground that will create forests and ecosystems that we desire in the future.
In partnership with the Northern Institute of Applied Climate Science, or NIACS, we hosted a hands-on workshop to bring managers and scientists together to discuss incorporating climate change considerations into fire planning and management on the Kaibab Plateau.
These workshops are helpful. They force us to get together as a group and talk with each other and our specialists and partners and collaborators. And you know, we follow this stuff in our day jobs, but oftentimes we just don't make the time to sit down as a group and discuss the issues and work on solutions.
The best part of the workshop was getting to spend 3 days with this amazingly dedicated group of land managers and reviewing the results and outcomes of the FireCLIME research.
One of the requirements for project level planning is to use the best available scientific information. And so the workshop was one of the ways that we can do that. We had people from NAU, from FireCLIME, and also representatives from the Northern Institute of Applied Climate Science, all in the room with the fire managers and the folks that carry the drip torches and actually make those decisions on the ground, and talked about what's possible and what's practical and what are some of the things that we really need to be thinking about as we're doing this work.
It's always good to see the updated research and look at what the model predictions are for the potential change. When we're looking at our treatments, we're looking at, will they withstand the 90th, 97th percentile type weather conditions, because we know we're going to see more of those conditions in the future.
It was really rewarding to see a shift in participants' mindsets throughout the course of the workshop, especially with regard to the concept of managing for the ecological transitions that we are already beginning to see due to climate change.
I think the biggest thing that the workshop highlighted for me is the need to continue treatment and to treat it at an accelerated pace.
Moving forward from the workshop, I think our next steps are to continue to support and engage with the managers who participated and make sure that we are matching our capacities and the capacities of the Southwest Fire Science Consortium to the needs of these managers as they continue to face the challenges of managing for climate adaptation.
This workshop and other efforts that FireCLIME and NIACS are working on are bringing the science to managers and helping us to make better decisions in the face of uncertainty and climate change.
We've worked very hard on the Kaibab over the past 20 years in trying to get as much treatment on the landscape as we can. You know, our goal is that we can get enough wildfire on this landscape so that we can maintain these forests in the future.
One of the purposes of Southwest FireCLIME was to help managers stop feeling like a deer caught in the headlights. With the science and tools designed through Southwest FireCLIME, managers can now make more informed decisions for what to do on the ground today that will create forests that we want tomorrow.